next clip, this is also about our main man. We talked about it on our last episode that a lot more black people
Turning to Trump.
are turning to Trump.
That's right.
And here he's speaking about, why and where he stands in regards to his people
Yes.
and what's going on.
Exactly how to bait black people because they use things like racism. Can I give you an example?
Listen
the other
close.
day, Michelle Obama went on TV. She gave a whole speech, talked about how Trump was this and Trump was that. And at the very end of what she said, she made sure to say, and yes, it is racist. You know why? Because the minute you call anything racist or you add race into it, black people get emotional and they come out. Kamala did the same thing because they
He's
know how
calling
to
them
bait
out.
black people in. The problem is black people are stuck looking at CNN and the rest of that stuff. And here's my thing, and I've told black people this before.
They
who are
get
Democrats.
people
I
to
don't
vote
try to convince Democrats to be
based on their
Republican.
emotions.
What I try to convince them to do is know your history and read a little bit. Do your research.
That's all I'm trying to do. Get out of the emotions.
Yeah.
I've been saying that since day one. Emotions. All you have to do, listen to this now. And like he says, listen, I believe in the Constitution of the United States. And what I mean by that, the freedoms that come along with that. The freedoms that give me the ability to do what I'm doing right now.
Right now, saying what you want.
Say what I want. Okay. The freedoms that give me the right to say whether I like this country or not. The freedoms that give me to say I don't like my president or I like my president. The freedoms that give me even for some people to be whatever it is that you decide you want to be or identify as. The freedoms that this country gives, right? And if you choose to vote this way or that way, exercise your constitutional right.
That's right.
Okay. If you want to vote this way, vote that way. If you want to believe in this person, believe in that person. But there's no education. I know you're big on being informed and being educated. What do you think about what my man said?
I think he was right down the alley. He was right down the alley. We, as black people, get in our emotions. And the reason that is, believe it or not, most of us was raised by our mother or our grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
There was not a man there to portray the image that needed to be steadfast, the foundation. It's not solidified in our character. So we go over to that emotion side. And anything that attacks our emotions, we react back with it with emotions.
Mm-hmm.
We don't use the logic, the mind, the linguistics, the mind that we need to show this is how I'm going to handle this scenario, this situation. You know, we high pipe. We high piped anyway. Everybody ready to go off.
Ready to go off.
Everybody ready, but they don't want to go off to the army. They don't want to go off to work.
You know where I really learned how to get out of my emotions?
In prison.
In prison. Because this is the generation before me, they handed it down to me.
Yeah.
They say, listen, man, you're not going to beat them with all the rah-rah. You know how you're going to beat them?
Pen and paper.
This is the same way they got you here?
It'll free you. It'll free you.
The pen.
That's right.
This.
It will free you.
Now, in order to use that pen right, now you're going to have to do some reading.
Yeah. Some shepherd dies.
Right. And or they got this thing called Chapter 33. You familiar with Chapter 33?
Very much so.
Yes. Let me go into Chapter 33. And I remember going to Chapter 30. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that.
They can't do that.
They cannot do X, Y, and Z. And so
they
I
can't do that.
based on Chapter 33,
33.
chapter, paragraph, slide it. Now,
Grievance approved.
grievance approved. We're going to listen to this. Watch this.
Mr. Trump is an anomaly. He's someone that doesn't fit the norm. You expected a man to be like the other presidents. You wanted him to be more presidential. He's so transparent. You wanted him to put on a suit and act dignified, like the thieves and robbers that dress in suits and tell lies.
That's from the Nation of Islam.
But the Nation of Islam is very informed.
The Nation of Islam is very informed. That's going to be our next one with Morgan Freeman. The Nation of Islam, very informed, but educated. But the Nation of Islam, from what I understand, you may have a little more education on this, but they were how you said, pro-black?
Most definitely.
Yes. Right. So to hear something like that coming from Farrakhan, to say to the leader, most influential sect of Islam in this country, say that about a white president that everybody else hates, including we're some black people we're supposed to hate too, to hear that coming from him says a lot to me.
I'm familiar with Farrakhan
Mm-hmm.
in his writings, some of his lectures. And I'm going to tell you something. Farrakhan is a righteous man. And out of righteousness come truth. And Farrakhan tells his people the truth, and he gives them the opportunity to make their own decisions. Once you lay it on the table and you decide to go the other way, that's on you. You can't say a man didn't tell you. This is like your platform. You're laying it on the table. You're being very transparent. You're exposing the truth. You're speaking the truth. The truth is being indicated.